I'm taking a break from packing the car to film a Flosstube update with waves in the background. It is early in the morning, Friday, November 5th, and we are packing up to leave the coast after a week of just hanging out here and making things. I'm Michelle, this is my romantic tangle, and guys, I think I'm over my stitchy red. The first thing that I worked on, I finished a quilt top. I started this quilt top last year when we were here, and it and I did not get along. It and I did not get along this year while we were here, but it's a quilt top. This is one I had bought somebody else's pieces for $2.50 at the thrift store. It turned out I didn't care for the previous quilter's color choices. I really didn't love the pattern, despite the fact that I usually loved every single thing that designer does, and I fought it, and then I did that where you go, okay, I'll work on it for an hour, and then I worked on it for another hour, and then I had all the blocks done, and then I did the half square triangles, and so that ate up about 3 days of my stitching time, which may or may not have been the best decision. But I started Pinker Pumpkin Quilting's Thanksgiving house. I got one more turkey, the beak and feet on that turkey, and the little star there to fill in. It is so close to done, and I did that start to finish this week. I love her saltbox houses. They just are my favorite thing. I printed out several to bring with me and brought the floss, and I want to stitch them all. And like I said, I think I'm over my stitchy red, so maybe I will stitch them all. Somewhere, Barbara Anna has a new animal in a dress that I had totally missed because apparently I've been living under a rock. I discovered that right before we left, printed it out, got the floss, found some fabric, brought it with me, didn't start it because I was so obsessed with the Thanksgiving house, and now I don't know where it is. It's here. I packed it this morning, and the awesome thing about printable patterns is you can always print them again. I started Rainy Summer. That is 2 shades, one black, one dark brown. There's, I think, a wrought iron fence is what that is going to be. And it doesn't look like much yet, but that's one short little evening of stitching. It's this corner down here. And I think this project is going to be gorgeous. The whole thing is half stitches. There are 2 strands, 3 strands, but it's going really quickly with those half stitches. Second sock syndrome. If you are not a knitter, second sock syndrome is when you finish the first sock and then you really cannot bring yourself to do the second sock. I haven't been struggling with it because I haven't cared. It's just been a thing. I finished the second sock from this pair. This is Cozy Toes, I think, from the Hobby Lobby clearance, and I really like these. They're on really tiny needles, and the ribbon kinda took forever, and I didn't wanna, so I didn't. And then I started the second sock to go with this one. This is one where I didn't love the yarn. The yarn did not make me happy, and I'm not excited about doing the second sock, but if I finish the second sock, I'll have a finished pair. I will be able to free up my needles and move on and do something else. And I thought I could, and I did, bring it with me and then work on it while we were just sitting talking. I'm editing this in. I cannot believe I forgot. The thing that I've been doing is making project bags, and I forgot them. I did a tea towel with some really awesome owls and birds from 1975. I like this one a lot. And these are just the really simple, I've got a tutorial that I'll put a link to. This one was a really good shape for showing most of the birds and doing it almost full size, not losing much of the pattern design. I used some of the Dollar Tree fall fabric and made my mom a zippered project bag with a vinyl front with the trucks and the black and white checks. Everybody calls these Mackenzie checks. I'm not clear on who Mackenzie is, so, but they're checks and they're pretty. And I also really like these pale pumpkins. I have been, since 2 summers ago, contemplating how it would work to make a zippered vinyl fronted project bag out of the Dollar Tree placemats. And if it could be done and how much of a hassle it would be. And guys, I have a book in here to stretch out my corners, but it is surprisingly not that hard. 2 $1 placemats, a scrap of vinyl, and a zipper from the thrift store. And I did it twice. I did the pumpkins and I did the lemons. These are, the fabric is crazy slippery to work with, but I think that they're cute and they're big. So I'm happy about these. And then I got some of the, I keep buying ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Why I keep buying ribbon from the Dollar Tree, I do not know, because I don't do a lot with ribbon. But I did a project bag with ribbon. There are gold edges on this truck ribbon that I sewed lace over them to cover them up. The bag itself is old vintage feed sack, the really soft, luscious kind with the great texture, and that is a magnet for DMC. I wish you could feel this. I am just so happy about this. And I put batting in it to give it more substance, and did the French seams, and yeah, my sewing machine and batting and French seams might have been a little much to do all on the same bag. There's got to be a better way to do it though, because I want to make another of these. This is my mom's. I'm making one for myself. I made her more bags than I made me this week. But the plan was I wanted to do a parade of project bags. And then there were a lot of other things I was working on, and hopefully I've got my fabric choices and everything else staged out so I can do more when I get home. It has been a fun week. We spent a whole lot of days just in the unit, stitching and quilting and knitting and having fun. We drove up the coast and went to an amazing antique mall. We drove down the coast and went to thrift stores. We found, it is rare that I find a thrift store that I would never ever ever set foot in again. We found one of those. I apologize for the lighting here. I think that whoever designed this unit has different priorities than I do. The kitchen, you have all the light in the world. You could perform surgery in that kitchen with the light. The actual places you would sit down and do something, nah, you don't need light for that. Otherwise, I mean, I adore the room. I also discovered this trip that apparently I can't tell the difference between a whale and a rock. There is something out there that I have been looking at that I thought it was a whale. Except whales move, rocks don't, and it doesn't move. Mom, who spends a lot more time than I do here, also says there's a rock out there. I guess I just haven't seen the tide that low. Thanks for watching. This is a quick one. I wanted to film before I got home and plunged into whatever is going on there. Like I said, I apologize for whatever my lighting and autofocus is doing here. Next time I'll be at home and I'll have more control over my lighting. I wanted to show you the waves. I think the waves are just like my favorite thing. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.